like to address my first questions to PAGCOR, the Chairman, if I may. The Chairman, in particular, I would like to ask about the status of the entertainment city, which is located in Paranaque. But first of all, just for confirmation, I remember in the last Congress, the Chairman, in the Committee on Games Amusement, headed at that time also by the Honorable Mayor, there was a briefing given to us by PAGCOR on the entertainment city, as well as here, right in this room. So just to confirm, this started way before. When in particular did the negotiations start on this, Mr. Chairman?
Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, the contracts were signed prior to our speed. So what we did is to...
What year was it?
2008, Your Honor. And I think they started construction... The contract started 2008, but they only started construction sometime last year. So basically, we reviewed the contract and we discussed with them the terms of reference that we'd like them to follow before opening casinos. Because we don't want them just to open a casino. We want them to open sort of an integrated resort to attract foreign tourists. No, if it's only a local casino, just a casino, it will just attract local players. But right now, with regards to the status, there are two proponents that are already building their resort, their integrated resort. That is Bloomberry and Bel Air.
Thank you. I just would like to confirm that, because I remember this was discussed in the last Congress during the time of Chairman Singh, who's the chairman now. And I remember also that our good Mayor Bernabe, was also reporting this in the previous term, as early as that, just to be very sure about it. But what about the timetable now? When do you expect some of this to be operating, Mr. Chairman?
I expect siguro these two proponents who are doing their construction job to open easily on the latter part of 2013, Your Honor. 2013, yes, Your Honor.
What magnitudes are we talking about here in terms of project cost?
Actually, Your Honor, the total contract, their investment commitment is about $1 billion. But we'd like to open, we'd like them to open with a minimum of $650 million per proponent upon opening, Your Honor.
Per proponent?
Per proponent.
$1 billion per proponent?
$650 million per proponent for them to open.
This is in terms of finished structures already?
This, we've also allocated, I think, their maximum for their lot to cost only about $150 million. So basically, in terms of construction costs, in terms of all their furniture and fixtures, about $500 million, Your Honor, per proponent.
Well, just to abbreviate our proceedings, may I have a memorandum of this so that I can have a personal briefing on the status of the project?
Yes, Your Honor, we will give you a shift question.
Now, I see that you allocated $1 billion for classrooms.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not thinking of allocating more? Is there any restriction in your part? Because $1 billion sounds like coffee money only. Very small.
Nag-umpisa pa lang mo kami, but as I've said, basically for next year, I think it will be more than $1 billion, Your Honor.
Because I think the best way that you can outshine the previous administration is to show that if they can spend $1 billion for coffee, then you should spend about $5 to $10 billion for classrooms.
We look into it, Your Honor.
I'm serious about that.
Yes, Your Honor. Definitely.
This is not, I might sound like I'm joking.
No, Your
I'm
Honor.
serious about that.
Because actually that's our direction towards prioritizing the funds of PAGCOR towards education, Your Honor.
But is that something that is doable?
It's doable, Your Honor. I think it's doable. If we could start for this year, 1 billion, maybe for next school year, maybe we could budget about 1.2 to 1.5 billion.
And how do you intend to allocate this among the many towns and cities and provinces and congressional districts?
Basically, we'll be looking at the list, Your Honor, of DepEd, kung saan ang pinakamaraming shortages in classrooms. But we'd also like to prioritize where we have casinos, Your Honor, which would include Paranaque, Your Honor.
Thank you. That's good to know. But I'm sure that if there's an endorsement from DepEd, Secretary of Wisdom, that will make it more doable as far as you're concerned.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, another question I have is with regard to Resort World. The Resort World operations are not under your jurisdiction, is that correct?
It's under our jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Do you get a share of
We
the revenue?
get a 25% share of their gross, Your Honor.
25%, because I understand that the Resort World operations have displaced a lot of your previous operations, like for example the one in Heritage and other nearby casinos, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Basically, but if you'd like to compare our January to June 2010 to January to June 2011, we're up by more than 700 million. But since the opening of Resorts World, Your Honor, since the year 2008 up to 2010, our own gaming revenues went down. It is only for this year that we were able to arrest it because we're trying to upgrade everything in our casinos, Your Honor. And there is no reason why there's basically a reason why our income went down. Because for the past 10 years, walang improvement to sa loob ng casino namin. Walang masyadong upgrading, walang mga new machines, new equipments na nilagay. So ang tao talaga pupunta dun sa kabila, sa Resorts World. No? But now we're doing rebranding, we're doing re-engineering inside our casino. So mag-increase na ang revenues natin ngayon.
In other words, Mr. Chairman, competition turned out to be good for you in upgrading the quality of your services.
Yes, Your Honor.
But if you take also into consideration the 25% that you're getting from the Resort World operation, totality, does that mean a higher income for you?
Definitely, Your Honor. Whatever decrease that we had with Heritage was compensated by the regulatory fees that we get from Resorts World, Your Honor.
And can you say that the pie became bigger because of the combination of Resort World and your existing...
Yes, Your Honor. They were basically able to create a new market. They were able to bring in new players, not only from the Philippines, but also from outside the country. So definitely they were able to create a bigger pie, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you also educate us, Mr. Chairman, on the reported loss that you incurred with regard to this special operator from Malaysia?
Actually, it's a syndicate, Your Honor. There were 4 players, 2 Malaysians and 2 persons from China, Your Honor. And this is the first time in the casino industry, not only in the Philippines but all over the world, that we were able to catch these people. No, we were able to get their cameras and how they did it to us. I think one of I don't know if this is the head. No? One of the person involved there was a regular VIP player who's been losing to us several millions. No? We looked into this. Actually, this was reported in the newspaper a couple of months ago. And we're looking at a 3 months time frame that I think they were able to get more than 100 million. 150 million, no? Doon sa padaraya nila. It was really, kumbaga, high-tech yung padaraya nila. So what we did, right, kinasuhan po namin sila sa korte for economic sabotage. Pinalaya sila ng korte. So aside from that, we made hold order departure. pina-hold order po namin sila sa DOJ and DID. Then we had them red tag with Interpol. So we did all the necessary things that we should be doing. So
but I understand they were able to get away, is that correct?
After they posted bail, Your Honor. So ito po kasi pinasalamatan kami ng different casinos all over the world for sharing this information on how they were able to do it on this scam. Kasi itong scam were being taught in the whole casino industry, but it's all about talk lang. Wala pa silang concrete evidence on how these people could do it. With that tape of ours, we sent all casinos and we blacklist namin to lahat itong mga taong nahuli namin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, I'd like to ask one question from PCSO. Just for clarification, Mr. General Manager, in your report, we have a listing of the mandatory contributions, citing the Republic Acts pertinent to the contributions. And one of them is the documentary stamp tax of the BIR. I cannot understand why you would consider this a mandatory contribution. Documentary stamp tax amounting to around 17.2 billion pesos. Why is this treated as a mandatory contribution? But in fact, this may be revenue accruing by way of documentary stamps.
Your Honor, we just included in the list all types of payments that we were supposed to make based on the Republic Acts to the government and or to the other government agencies. Although we know that it is mandatory and obligated for us to pay the DST, we are also looking into the possibility of reducing our DST proportion of payments by making this request to the Committee on Games and Amusements. Because
This is over one period, Mr. General Manager. Your report here is as of June 30, 2011, but what period are we talking about?
It's a total since 1995, Your Honor.
Since 1995, so accumulated.
Last question, Honorable Golez.
Yes, thank you. Well, and all the other figures here are being reported. What kind of periods are we talking about?
Since the time that the law was enacted and created, we started payment, and what is our last payment as of June 30, 2011, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, just my second question. May we request the PCSO to give us a listing of all the ambulances they released since 2001, so that broken down by province?
Yes, Your Honor, definitely. We shall be giving that list.
And maybe just a little note stating how the allocation was decided.
And we shall also be giving you our new policy on the allocation of ambulances with the new management.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much to our guests from PAGCOR and PCSO. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
PCSO and PAGCOR for the documents requested by Honorable